What's up, people? It's your man Avery Bradley coming live direct from the where say the herbal bill. Look, man, coming live direct from your mama's basement. You know what it is. You know how I be. You know what I'm saying? She left me upstairs for the first time. You know, she unlocked the lock and said, "Come on up, son. Talk your talk." So I'm gonna talk my talk, okay? The Lakers won 4 in a row. And before I get into this, I don't want people to think that I'm this person is hating on LeBron or something like that, man. Because you got a lot of LeBronites believing that I don't like LeBron James, and that's far from the truth. I'm just a constructive criticism individual who don't just look at offense. I look at a lot of things by me watching the game and watching it and rewatching it. I look at some of the things that actually can help the team, and also things that are actually detrimental to the team, that's hurting the team. So I talk about all these things. I just don't get caught up like these analysts be so high-ho on one individual and just only look at the positive but don't look at the negative. Because the negative, or the positive, according to them, always outshine the negative. And the negative is the reason why a lot of times the Lakers find themselves in crucial games where they should be blowing teams out. But anyway, they played the Atlanta Hawks. Before everybody gets so propped up on LeBron James, my hat goes off to Avery Bradley. Adrian Bradley. Adrian Bradley. And why it goes out to Bradley is number one, because if Bradley didn't D up Trae Young, we'd be looking at a different ball game. I'm just going to keep it real with you guys. If Bradley didn't D up Trae Young, we would be looking at a different ball game. Because you notice every time he went out, they made a little run. And that's just part of the run. They had other runs too that they were trying to establish. But because Trae Young was the beneficial of the reason why the Atlanta Hawks lost. If he came out and played a good game, it'd be a totally different game. I'm just going to keep it real with y'all. I'm just going to look at the Atlanta Hawks just for instance. Because all he was doing was trying to establish the inside game. And that's what a lot of teams are doing against this small ball Laker team. They're trying to establish the inside game that leads to higher percentage shots on the outside. And what happened is, because you have somebody like LeBron who doesn't play defense all the time, and I know fans don't want to hear that, but if you go back and watch some of the videos, LeBron Anthony and Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony, they have a habit in certain games, not all games, but certain games, where you just see them standing around. Guards come straight to the paint. They don't step up. Usually you see LeBron step and take a charge, but a lot of times you'll watch LeBron also stand to the side, just watch him layup it up, and then throw his hands up, or, like it was somebody else's fault. But you are the last line of defense when the opponent gets past your teammate. To get to the paint, you supposed to step up. Take the charge, take the foul, whatever. But you don't supposed to make it easy for them to come there and just lay it up at will. See, when teams see this, they say, okay, we found a weakness within this team. Let's attack the basket. And the biggest problem is because Trae Young didn't really get off. And Avery Bradley was like, Avery Bradley, I got to get his name right. I call it Adrian Bradley. But Avery Bradley, the biggest problem was that he was physical with this dude, up in his face, scrappy defense, and I love it. He was playing him just on him, fighting through screens and all that, all on Trae Young. Trae Young couldn't really get no separation. It was frustrating him. That's why I ended up with 9 turnovers. He was frustrated. And that's why I keep saying all over again that if you get a good defender on the perimeter that's in these guys' face, because this thing on NBA ain't nothing but just a shoot fest. That's all it is. Pass the ball around to the person that's behind the perimeter for a three-pointer. So if you get good perimeter defenders, you can stop all that. Especially if some of these teams don't got no good, strong inside game, you can cut all that out. But the biggest problem with the Lakers is because when you got LeBron James in, these players have a tendency to go down in the paint and help LeBron, leaving their defender wide open for open jump shot. And it happens every time. And that's why a lot of teams and coaches are trying to establish the inside game to open up the outside game. Now, Atlanta missed a lot of shots. They were struggling. They just looked sloppy at the beginning. They started turning it on, but like I said, because Bradley was in there, the unsung hero, Monk as well, because Monk kept us in the game, and Monk actually was the one that actually helped solidify, our margin of freaking, pulling away from them. To be honest with you, LeBron James came on at the end. He was struggling at the beginning. But anyway, you had Collins. He was 8 for 17, 21 points. Capella 4 for 9, 1 for 5 for free throw, 9 points. He's just basically a defensive player, a guy to catch lobs, and that's what Trae Young is like. His main thing is like just feeding this guy lobs and lob alley oops and whatever you want to call it, pick and rolls. Bogdanovic, he didn't have a good game. He only had 15 points. Like I say, he was 5 for 12. He didn't take a lot of shots, but he didn't really have a good game. I'm not gonna say he didn't have a good thing. He just didn't take a lot of shots, should I say. Trae Young struggled. He struggled from the beginning, started turning on towards the end. He did have 14 assists. And this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Trae Young is probably like, what, 6 feet? He had 9 freaking rebounds. Collins had 5 offensive boards. All these offensive rebounds lead to second and third chance opportunities for these opponents. And our coach, in his mind, thinking that this small ball lineup is winning. It's winning. Oh, because it's winning. You know, I'm going to continue using it. I'm going to share some with you. Well, a lot of y'all probably know, but I'm going to keep it real with y'all. It's not really winning. It's based on the teams they played these last 4 games. You know, because the other teams before that was killing that small ball lineup. But anyway, like I said, you know, Kabart, he didn't do anything. He was just there. Gallinari, you know, came on. He only didn't take that many shots, but, you know, he 13 points. Okua, he had 12. And then you had Herder that came off the bench 29 minutes. You know, he had 16 points. But Atlanta is a team that's trying to find themselves again. I mean, they looked good last year. They were in the playoff hunt. Almost, you know, had opportunity to actually end up in the finals. And it's basically almost the same exactly amount of individuals that was from last year that carry over to this year. But right now they're just struggling. And I think a lot of it had to do with, you know, the new play calling that the refs are calling based on, you know, offensive fouling for the shooters. I think it's affecting Trae Young to a degree, not as much, but to a degree. But a lot of guys, man, they just weren't doing it, man. But like I said, you know, the Lakers, the biggest thing about the Lakers is that even though LeBron was struggling, they were passing the ball. They were moving the ball around. And I'm going to go to them now because I want to talk about that as well. So you had LeBron, like I said, you had Johnson who started, LeBron James, Westbrook, Bradley, and Monk. All right, now, with this lineup, like I said before, we're giving up a lot on offense as well. When I mean offense, I mean the opponent's offense. On, you know, well, put it like a lot of defense, shall I say, because I don't want misconstrued or mess people up. We're giving up a lot on defense because we're going small, and these teams actually are trying to, you know, establish opportunities in the paint. Now you had Johnson play pretty good defense. Like I tell people over again, he's not looking to score. He's looking to basically play defense. He doesn't make a lot of turnovers besides the one time when he stepped out of bounds, but he plays pretty good defense. He know how to move his feet. And like I said before, when you got a guy who has a 10-day contract and barely got 1 foot in the NBA and 1 foot out, you want to try your best to get an opportunity to, you know, to play your heart out. That's why Isaiah Thomas, when Dallas called him up when he was out shopping, oh, hell yeah, you know what I mean? Because it's an opportunity. You don't get that many opportunities. And now with the, you know, with these protocols and all that, a lot of your favorite players are sitting on the bench or didn't get a chance to play. You're going to be seeing them coming and getting these 10-day contracts, which I don't understand why some of them are not in the league because the reality of it, let's be honest, some of them individuals they call on a 10-day contract are better than some of the players they got on their teams. But it is what it is, man. You know, everybody is biased. Not against everybody, but a lot of these teams are biased. Coaches are biased. Some players got blackballed, you know, and don't get a chance to get back in. So it is what it is. But anyway, like I said, LeBron James started up slow. He had 4 turnovers. You know, nobody gonna talk about that, you know what I'm saying? Now Westbrook had 3 turnovers. You know, turnovers are starting to come down a little bit more, a little less. He was 4 for 14 from the from the field, you know, wasn't shooting it good, but he did had 13 assists, I'm sorry, 11 rebounds. And, you know, 11 rebounds, 10 on the defensive, 1 on the offensive. And LeBron had LeBron had 8 rebounds, 9 assists, and he had 4 steals. LeBron had 4 steals, I got to say that. And he also had 3 blocks. The thing about it is that, I mean, you watch some of the game, like I said, LeBron James is very smart. And what I mean by smart, IQ-wise, is that you don't see him play defense all the time because he can serve his energy for the offense too. But like I said, that's why I don't really want to play in center. Because, like I said, when you go up against teams that really got good centers or good structured teams that are actually winning, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of people say, well, LeBron played defense and that. I'm not saying that he didn't play defense the whole entire game. I'm just saying when Atlanta was coming and making layups and actually getting dunks and all that, LeBron as a center, his job is to step up and challenge the opponent. He wasn't stepping up a lot of time to challenge the opponent. Even though he did get 3 blocks. But the 3 blocks, let's be honest, a block, you know, 2 blocks came from crucial moments. And then that 1 block was just like behind the back block. But it's still block. I don't care what you call it. Still play defense. At crucial moments. Not all the time, though. He doesn't play defense all the time. And I can tell y'all, a lot of it have to do on the point of LeBron James bringing the ball down. A lot of times you think when Westbrook bring the ball down, it's LeBron. LeBron playing center, and he's still trying to beat that point forward. You got to get one of them up, bro. Straight up. If you want to invest in Westbrook, he's here now. you got to let Westbrook bring the ball down 90% of the time. Let him control the outcome of the offense. You play off the ball, because even though we won this game, when LeBron James, and I've seen it in the last couple games, when LeBron James is actually playing off the ball and moving, he's much more constructive than that. He's much more better. He's getting better shots, better, easier looks. But when he actually the one with the ball, it's a force where he's basically trying to force up threes, and he's trying to do too much when he don't need to. Like this game right here, he was struggling behind the three-point arc. As the previous game, 1 for 6, he decided to stop shooting threes. That was good. Get through the free throw line, move around, let the ball come to you. It was much more better, because when he was moving, that's when he was scoring easy. When he tried to do it, all they did was just basically zone him by putting 3 people right there in the perimeter. If you watch it, when he's at the top of the key, you'll see 3 guys. 1 guy that's on him, and 2 guys like smashed in, like right there in position in case he tried to make a pass. And then you got the other 2 guys that's sitting like in the back by the rim, outside the key, but sitting like on the sides, waiting for the guys on the perimeter. So if he try to make a pass, and they could slide out real quick and play defense. So they basically are shutting down LeBron James ISO schemes. And that's why you'll see LeBron take a lot of threes, because don't get me wrong, he can get around them, but not all the time. You know what I'm saying? Remember, he's 37 years old. That's why it's better for him to get the ball to Westbrook and let Westbrook create. And when you let Westbrook create, it makes much more sense, because now you can move without the ball. Because most teams are going to want Westbrook to shoot. So that means if most teams want Westbrook to shoot, they're going to back off Westbrook, meaning giving Westbrook the opportunity to do what? Create better. As for LeBron, when he gets the ball, they're going to move up on LeBron for the simple fact, LeBron get those threes. Yeah, he might have been not hot these last couple games, but they know LeBron can knock the threes down. So they're not going to give him that much space as they will get Westbrook. That's why it's better for Westbrook to bring the ball down. Westbrook doesn't need to score. Westbrook can only average 12, 13 points, 15 assists, 12 boards. He don't need to score 20-some points, especially when you got Malik Monk rising up to the challenge now. Malik Monk, the unsung hero, the one that's knocking down shots and all that. This is who I'll be looking forward to. And now teams are doubling Monk up now. But now Bradley is knocking down shots. So now you can't double him up, because now if you double up on Monk, Bradley is knocking down threes now. So who are you going to play? Westbrook? Don't be alarmed, because Westbrook still can get to that paint and still can knock down that 15-footer. So you're starting to see the Lakers starting to get more into rhythm with the offense, because before, at the beginning of the season, they didn't know who to go to. And I told people at the beginning of the season, Monk is going to be that dude if they give him the playing time. I told y'all in my videos when I first started making them. I told y'all because I watched him in Charlotte, he just didn't get enough playing time in Charlotte because they're guard oriented. They had a lot of guards. So when Monk was free and the Lakers jumped on him, I said, oh yeah, he the man. He's the man right there. Mom trying to beep in. He's the man. So in retrospect to that, I say over and over again, Westbrook does not need to score. He only got to do 10 to 12 points. He don't need to drop 20, 30 points. Now, if he's hot, by all means, do you, my big brother. You know what I'm saying? If you hot, do you. But if you're struggling, you don't need to score when you got other scores around you. Like I said, Johnson, and I think what they're doing is they're not allowing Dwight, and this is what I'm thinking. This is only me thinking this. I think they're not trying to bring Dwight Howard in psychologically, because they want to feel as though, okay, wait, you see Johnson that's going to be mostly likely where Davis is going to be. So I think LeBron James going to probably play center. Davis probably play power forward. Then you got Westbrook, Bradley, and Monk, which is, to me, is cool. That's cool and all. I don't have no problem with it, because, Davis doesn't play center, but Davis is pretty good playing off the ball defense. You know what I mean? What I mean by that is like when guys are penetrating to the rim and he's not right there, but him coming over to help out, that makes it, he plays much better that way. So he doesn't have to be the bona fide individual that's stuck in the middle, taking a pounding. The only thing about it is that LeBron James, I don't look for LeBron James to be the center and also be the point forward, bring the ball down 80% of the time. That just it doesn't make sense to me, because you too drained, you too tired, and y'all see this with LeBron in this game against Atlanta. Even though he dropped 32, but as the game, like in between games, you see where he was tired. It's just standing around because why? Taking them bangers down low with them guys. You taking body, listen, LeBron James is not used to taking those type of body blows, based on the fact that all this year he played small forward. He played basically the point forward, bring the ball down, similar to what Magic did. And you barely see him play down low. Now, because he's older, the Lakers are calling for him to play center, so they're running with it. Okay, so anyway, let's get back to it. Like I said, Bradley, 21 points, 8 for 11 behind field goal, 4 for 7 behind the three-point arc. They're starting to make their free throw. Russell Westbrook kind of struggled when he made 1 out of 3, but they're starting to make their free throws. Malik Monk didn't get it, only go to the free throw line. I think he should be going, but it is what it is. He was 7 for 12 behind the 3-point arc. He was hot. 11 for 20 from the field, ended with 29 points. Bradley with 21. I like this lineup with Malik and Bradley. I guess they got Monk playing the small forward, and then Westbrook and Bradley in the backcourt. It's cool and all. I don't know what they're going to do. Like I said, I guess they're going to put Johnson on the bench and bring Davis and continue to run that type of squad when Davis get back. That's what I'm thinking, because that's right now your bread and butter to me. You got Bradley's a defender. Johnson's a good defender. Don't get me wrong. Westbrook, he's an okay defender, not a good defender, not somebody's going to stop you. He's not going to stop you, and don't get me wrong. I've seen players blow past him, but Bradley's our best perimeter defender. Monk is not bad. He's okay. But with Davis and when you got Davis and Bradley in there, it makes more sense, because now you got a rim protector, and then you got a guy that can play the perimeter. You put the guy that your best perimeter on your best player, depending on height. Don't get me wrong. You don't put no Kevin Durant or no Bradley, no Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? It don't make sense. But anyway, like I said, they play pretty good. Carmelo Anthony came in, knocked down some shots. He actually had a better game this game. He was actually 4 for 7. He went to the free throw line. He took a couple inside shots, but in reality of it, he ended up with 17 points, 7 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 assists. Not bad for somebody coming off the bench. Ariza, nobody else really did anything. Defensive-wise, a lot of guys did something. We got to say this about Dwight Howard. He came in 4 minutes, and when the Lakers had like a 7-point lead, Dwight Howard came in and helped actually stretch the lead a little bit further, because they couldn't get in the paint when Dwight was in. Just for them little 4 minutes Dwight was in there, they shut down the paint. They weren't really getting anything easy in there when Dwight was in there. And I was thinking that they would bring him back, but they did not. They decided to finish up with the Lakers. Finish up with the starting five they had at the beginning, besides Carmelo Anthony coming in there for Johnson. But Tucker came in, had another good game. Wasn't erratic. 2 games in a row, he wasn't erratic. He started to slow down a little bit, take what the defense is giving him. This the Tucker I like. The Tucker when he first came back, the first 3 games, he looked good. Then he started becoming erratic, found in the shoes of Westbrook, but he started slowing down, started playing towards the defense strength. And I like him. I like him coming in there and making a dunk, because I always say that if you want to go in, go strong. Finish hard at the rim. Don't always try to lay it up, go hard or dunk on him. So Tucker, my hat is off to him too, coming off the bench. I like him coming off the bench, because he gives us something that we don't have on the bench. So, him and Carmelo, a nice 1-2 package off that bench. Reeves, I gotta say it over and over again, young brother, you gotta take the shots. You pass up a lot of open shots, young brother. You gotta have more confidence in yourself. Start knocking down shots. Start putting that ball there. You can shoot, start showing them. That's about it, man. But like I said, I don't want fans to get so hyped up, man, because you got to keep in mind, like I said, if you look at who the Lakers beat in the last 4 games, it was the Hawks, the Kings, the Timberwolves, and Trailblazers. Now, the Trailblazers are on a decline. They're struggling, and a lot of these teams been hit with the health protocol. So when we played the Timberwolves, when we beat them, we didn't see Russell, and we didn't see Towns in that game, and we almost lost that game. Let's be honest. But we still pulled out the victory. The Kings, a team that's up and down. They can't figure out. They don't have an identity. They don't know which way they're going. They lost Luke Walton, who to me always was a bad coach. You already know I'm going to say that about him anyway. But their thing is their guards are guards that like to score first before establish the inside. So it's not going to work with them. So we were able to get away with them. And the Hawks, like I said, another struggling team. Not the same team it was from the previous year. So we played 4 struggling teams, should I say, or teams that had some of the key weapons out of the game. And, we're quick to say, we got this, we got this. I don't really believe in the small ball. I'm not going to believe in it. I believe that when Davis come back, it's going to be some changes. Eventually, we got the Grizzlies tomorrow. We got the Grizzlies, so we're going to see what's going to happen against these Grizzlies and see how we perform against them. The Grizzlies down there. Now remember, the Grizzlies got, Adam. The Grizzlies got Adams and all that. So we're going to see, because Adams is a big physical dude. So they might have Dwight Howard in. I think they should play Dwight Howard when they bring Adams in. It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because Adams, he can rebound. He can play defense. He's physical. And I think that LeBron James shouldn't be chasing this individual around. This is what he should bring Dwight in based on that matchup. Now, if they go small with LeBron playing Adams at the beginning, Memphis could run away with this game. Ja Morant, it's going to be a tough game for Bradley. Let's keep it real. It's going to be a very tough game for Bradley. But the Lakers, they win their 4th in a row. They beat the Atlanta Hawks. They beating teams like they're supposed to beat them, based on the fact that when these teams are struggling like that, as a team that's on the rise, you're supposed to take advantage of these teams and beat the heck out of them. That's how I look at it. Simply put, I don't care if you got 2 or 3 guys. Listen, Lakers been missing players from the beginning, even up to now, and fans are all on us. So we take advantage of the same thing and beat these teams like if they were beating us when we didn't have everybody. So we starting to pick up the momentum. We starting to do pretty good offensively. We still got to figure out our defensive identity because we still don't have one. And right now, like I said, the coaches, they still want to run this small ball lineup. Listen, we winning. I don't agree with it. I'm not a coach, I'm just a fan, but it is what it is. We take the win for what it is. We 21-19 right now, so we're sitting pretty good. And I think the Lakers should try to finish above in the seventh place column. They should at least try to finish 6 and up, just so we ain't got to do that play in bull crap, man. I'm not against it because it gives fans, the opportunity to look at the other two teams that could have made it to the playoff, and these two teams will give that 7 to 8 seed some habit. Let's be honest. So it's pretty cool. I liked it last year. I ain't gonna lie. I was just kind of upset the Lakers was one of the ones that got caught up in it, but it is what it is. But anyway, it's your man Ever Loving. Like, share, and subscribe. Get in the comments and tell me what you think. Reporting live direct from your mama's basement. Tell your mama make me some soup because a brother needs some soup. I'm just messing with y'all. Y'all take care. Be blessed. Be safe.